thing? No.
One is west, one is west. And hey, we're talking about directions. When you bring people from Erie and you bring people who are trying to navigate the United States, it's a little trouble. Hey, welcome back. We are live here with Becks Young, head coach of the Erie Commodores. We're just joking. Commodores. She gave me a bad time. She said, you are from California. So, hey, Becks, thanks for joining us. I know we talked a little bit last year. We didn't get you on the show, but, year one in UWS, first experience, what was it like for Erie in that space last year?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to chat and connect with the wonderful people that help the league grow and progress and get us out there. But year one, it was awesome. It was so fun. The community too, I think, just having a space for females to play and compete that have grown up in the area, because Erie's a highly populated area with women's soccer colleges. So you've got players coming in to play Division 2, Division 3, a couple of Division 1s kind of in the radius, but they've never really had a hub to go and compete together. You go off for college and they, forget about their club teammates and they never get a chance to play. So for them it was incredible, and they really, I think it shows with our, I guess, results and how we competed, that it meant a lot to them to have that space to compete. And we kind of said, all right, Erie kind of gets a bad rap from the bigger cities and the surrounding areas, the soccer's better elsewhere. And we're like, okay, we've taken that to heart a wee bit. So it was just like, let's go out there, let's show we compete, we fight. And my phrase to everyone was, the game takes care of the game. You take care of the hard work, you fight, and you try and be confident on the ball. The game will take care of itself.
I agree with that.
But the community was awesome. We had a lot of supporters, families, obviously attached to the youth teams in the club, and we actually had a few more fans than the men's team, which has been around for about 10 years. So it just shows how important it is for women's soccer. Like, people want to come watch it. People want to see and watch us compete. And luckily, we didn't look too bad. No. So maybe that's what brought them back. Maybe after the first game, if it went a little worse, we might not have had too many people wanting to come watch. But
absolutely,
it was brilliant. It was really fun to be involved, and really excited for year two.
Yeah, so last year was your first year having a women's semi-professional side at Erie. How did you kind of go about the recruiting process to get those players in?
It's a great question. Yeah, well, first off, whenever kind of we went through the interview process, our values kind of aligned, that we wanted to have kind of a feeder team from the youth into the first team. So that was first and foremost, like, okay, have we got players within the club that we can push up into the first team and help us compete? Luckily, yes, we had 4 players actually that were youth players competing for us and doing pretty well. And then secondly, okay, locally, Mercyhurst University, Ghana University, Penn State Barron, and Edinburgh, Division 2, Division 3, are there players there that want to play and compete? Yes. Then, okay, local players that have played outside of it, they've chosen to go away for college. Who are they? Let's locate them. Let's reach out. Let's connect with them and bring them back. Essentially, like, hey, look, don't worry. Erie's got a good home for you, that you can compete at a really good level, and just reconnect with old friends or things like that. So that was primarily how we started. And then we had a couple of Canadian players that play locally for one of the colleges. They're like, hey, we have some friends, they're interested. And then my assistant at the time, sadly not involved for this year, she has to go live with her husband. She said her husband wouldn't let her come to Erie for 2 months again, which fair enough. I get it. They live in Houston, so fair enough. It's a nice city. Yeah? It's a nice city.
That's one heck of a commute.
But we know that's a trek.
Yeah, we know Houston. It is decent, but we have connections. I'm from Northern Ireland. She was from England, so we had connections over in the UK. So it was kind of like identifying people that, not just anybody, not just, hey, let's throw it out there, and the first person that bites, we're like, all right, you've got a spot. Right. It was looking for the right fit. So even within all of those aspects and areas of recruitment, we need to have a conversation. We'll have tryouts as well, so the local people absolutely come. But for the people we're bringing from outside of Erie, which there weren't too many, but it's conversations of, how well will you fit with the players that I already know? Will we gel well? Are you a positive influence? Are you someone that's going to come in and be ready to work hard and earn every minute you get? Or are you someone that at the first hint of not playing, you're gone? So luckily we got that balance right, and I do think that's down to absolute luck. But you work hard, so I think that was a big piece of it. Finding in the recruitment process the personable conversations of, I think we can work together, and I think we can accomplish great things together. I think you'll be an important piece.
Year one got off to kind of a weird start. Your first game, 15 minutes in, abandoned. I feel like you guys did this on purpose because you kind of got a taste of 15 minutes, and it kind of helped you set course the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
I joke with my friends and the college coaches in the area. I'm like, I think that saved our season, because it was funny because the weather was abysmal. And I had a player text me, one of the Canadians actually, and she's like, Becks, my parents says there's a tornado in Toronto. Is the game going to go on? I'm like, dude, control the controllables. Yeah. We're going to go there. It's going to be fine. It's the same sport you've played your whole life. So there was a lot of nerves going through our team. And I think they actually had a big chance, like within the 8 minutes. And I'm looking around like, okay, we're here. We're doing this. And then obviously, yeah, the thunderstorm happened. And then I think that actually helped me a ton as well, because, okay, thunderstorm happens. The players all go to their locker rooms. Buffalo's a really nice setup. Even though that wasn't their home base, they had a really nice setup. But the Buffalo coaches and myself and my assistant, we're just chatting. And then I'm like, just human beings that love soccer. And the coolest thing for me in that, it was like, all of us were female too, no offense. But I thought that was really awesome. Yeah, like, wow, look at us. Like, this is so, yeah. I would agree with you. I think that did set us up well. And it's funny you say that too, because our first home game, so the second game after the Buffalo game went ahead, which that game was wild. We were 1-0 down in the first half, and then we equalized with like 3 seconds left in the first half. And then Buffalo, obviously a phenomenal team. They're just kind of, I don't know. We were dodging all the bullets, and then they go 2-1 up, fully deservedly. Or no, they were 2-0 up, and we were 2-1 at halftime. And then second half, we're dodging a couple bullets here and there, holding our own. Last minute equalizer. It was crazy. I think because we equalized in the last minute, that was what propelled us into like belief, but like system of belief kind of kicked in. But then the second game, we got delayed. Our start got delayed with a thunderstorm. So I'm like, all right, ladies, and then there's different nerves there. Yep. Now we actually have a crowd of people that care about what we do. Yeah. Like, no one cares about us in Buffalo, but here
at home, it's a different game, right?
So second thunderstorm in a row, and I'm just like, ladies, we bring the storm. That is who we are. That's our identity in there. Like that. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness for these thunderstorms. I never thought I'd love thunderstorms as much as I did the first 2 weeks.
Instead of Erie Commodores, the Erie Thunderstorms?
Literally. Yeah. Okay, the Erie Storm. I would.
Erie Storm? Hey, we'll have to talk to Troy about that.
I know.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
We know Troy's within a shouting distance right now, and he's listening, so we understand.
Yeah.
We'll maybe get into his ear just enough.
There we go.
Yeah, so going through that season, I mean, it's so competitive. Every single game we talk about it, like right down to the wire, full 90 minutes of play. It was never taken care of in the 85th minute, all the way through. What do you think was the mentality of your players having to be so mentally strong in every single game?
Yeah, they crushed it. I think it was a lot of pride, and I'm shocked at how well they clicked and gelled. But I think their togetherness, and they had so much pride, and they cared a lot about the team, which the team only existed. So it's like, there's no like, I've been a Spurs fan my whole life. I'll do anything for the club. It was brand new. You've been here about 10 weeks. Yeah. But it was pride in what they were achieving. They all kind of not had a chip on their shoulder, but they all wanted to prove something. Yeah. And I think special moments existed along the way in our games that were mad. I'm not sure I did anything special to help that. I think the players, they were just a really special group of people that really cared about each other, cared about their own performance, the team performance. And when you work hard, shots from outside the box go in. So there was
definitely some bangers.
Yeah.
We're live here in Philadelphia at the United Soccer Coaches Convention. Becks, it would be hard for me not to ask you, what's it like to be around other peers, and how important is the grassroots game to the development of the women's game, not just here in America, but around the world?
Yeah, I love convention. Being around people that do what you do every day and have different ideas than you and see things different ways, it's incredible. I love meeting new people. They're from all around the world as well. So you see, like, okay, what does it look like in England in this age group? What does it look like here? How do you guys set up your program? Like, even within our league as well. I'm really excited to connect with some of the coaches in our league. Obviously, we have the AGM on tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
So, how do you guys set up in these areas? How do you do this and that, and just kind of bounce ideas and then just also have a ton of fun as well, right? Like, we're lucky to be involved with the greatest sport in the world, and there's so many ways you can do things, and it's so lovely to be around like-minded people, for sure. But yeah, grassroots for me, grassroots is everything. It's where you establish love of the game, drive to compete, kind of building those like teammate habits as well. Like, are you a 10-year-old that is fuming at everyone when things don't go right? Or are you like, hey, don't worry about it. The next one, we got this. Let's keep going. So I think grassroots kind of gives you a lot of habits to build, and obviously mentally and as a soccer player as well, technique wise and tactically. But I think it's everything. And if you have, so we're lucky, obviously at Erie Commodores, we have a youth program attached with us. And for that, it just kind of fuels everything. And I know a lot of UWS teams are similar, and they have a very similar model. Lankinferno, I think, did a really good job with that as well. And they've just started kind of similar to us. I think that we're kind of on a similar track with that. And it's, you give players something to be excited for. Everyone, obviously, college exists over here. But then you also give that extra level of like, well, if you don't go to college and play soccer, you can play in this semi-pro league and still be connected to the sport. And I think around the world as well, I mean, it's everything. It gives you the player pull to reach the higher levels, for sure.
Definitely. And being a summer league, it is a short amount of time for you to be able to have an influence. But what kind of is your key as a coach to be able to make an impact in those weeks and couple of months that you have with them?
And again, I am little old me. My approach, because at this level, we're not bringing in players that don't know how to play soccer, right? We're bringing in players that either compete at a really, really good level at high school, a really good college level, or adults that have played the sport. We're not bringing in like players that have never played before. So for me, it's creating an environment that they're excited to be there. So training, be excited. Hopefully this is the best part. It's cliche to say this is the best part of your day, but it's focusing on that environment of joy and like what I say to my players, good vibes leads to good performance. If you're feeling good, it's like you look good, you feel good, good things happen. Play good, you work hard, all of those things. So it was just kind of trying to create an environment that, yes, we're working towards our style of play, but also, are you excited to be here? And my demeanor as well is it's this. So it's not an environment where I'm fuming. We concede a goal. Okay, well, we're human beings. We're going to concede a goal. We'll work on it. It's all right. But yeah, I think for me, it was focusing on giving them a training environment that they would be proud of, that would give them energy, and that would just kind of propel them towards game time.
So besides, being here for the AGM and other aspects, what are you looking to take away from this weekend here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I am looking to definitely network, so I'm really happy that I'm here. Looking to learn a lot of the kind of mental side of the game, how to bring out the best in your players from a mental capacity. How can you help them self-regulate? How can you do these things within your environment to help their mental state? So obviously, mental health in probably all aspects of soccer, but obviously in the college levels, which is primarily the people I work with within our team. Trying to understand that a little more. Look for signs. How can my environment help those things? And get some good sessions as well. It's always nice to steal some sessions from better coaches than myself. So hopefully that's going to happen as well, and just reconnect with a lot of good people as well. I'm lucky to have some people or some friends from kind of around the States, and a couple of people that I've met that are from England and such. So reconnect with them and pick their brains a lot, to be honest. Yeah. Basically, I'm looking forward to picking people's brains and stealing all of their stuff.
There you go. Done.
Coaching 101.
Yeah, that is. Well, last question for you. Obviously, you've got experience in multiple countries now. What is it about America that has you coaching here and wanting to make that impact right here in America?
That's a great question, Well, I did kind of the typical foreigner. I came over for college, did 4 years coaching, then progressed into being a GA, but it's only in the last probably 4 years that I've really found my why, I guess. Like, I don't think that most people start coaching with a why. I think you find it along the way. My husband is from America. That also helps.
And a Liverpool fan, which probably hurts a lot.
I don't know where. He must have been listening to the wrong radio channels growing up. But yeah, I find my why is to, and it's just to drive the experience, because I think a lot of kids, I coach youth soccer as well as, I've coached in college and obviously with UWS team, but driving the experience to be a positive one, like there's just so many bad stories out there that, I was really good at soccer until I was 10, and then my coach was a jerk and I didn't play anymore. And it's like, okay.
You hear more of those stories than anything these days.
Exactly. And I think the age, I could be completely wrong, I might be making this up, but like the teenage years, the middle school ages, that's where you lose a lot of kids, where they're just like, hey, this isn't for me. Like, so it's kind of driving, again, the participation pool. The more kids that we have playing and loving the game, the more people that can achieve more, and the more people we have to work with and kind of pick our teams from, I guess, to be a little selfish in that regard. But yeah, it's definitely to drive that positive experience. I think that's what kids deserve, especially here. Like, people pay good money to be coached. They don't
a lot. So,
would you pay money to be screamed at?
Depends. Am I getting anything out of it?
You might make the team.
Hey.
You might make the team.
If the coach pushes me to get better, there's a difference, right? But
yes, of course.
I've come from a generation, and as do you too, where coaches are probably going to get on you, and they're going to, do what they can to help get you to the next level. A little different than what it is now, right? Where coaches are probably more empathetic in that the approach is different, the tact is different than what it was with my coaches growing up. Very like authoritarian, got to get it done, got to get it in. Whereas now it's more like, okay, let's work through this. Let's get the progressions. Let's figure out the play model in America, right? All that plays into kind of the style of play in the athlete that we get today.
Yeah. I also think as well, I'm starting to see it. Maybe it's with like the NBC coverage of a lot of like English soccer. Maybe I'm obviously biased towards the UK. It's what I grew up watching, but it's rare to see kids that love soccer. And I think I would love them to love soccer. So I want to help drive that passion in a way that you're so excited to go home and watch soccer. You play, you want to stay behind 10, 15 minutes after practice, just striking balls into the net. I know that it's not a play, practice, play model, but
it's okay. It's
as
a
long
play,
as
practice,
they're getting
play,
touches. Exactly. It's play. It's all play. But driving that love, and that's probably my why. Love that. If you love what you're doing, aka playing, coaching, eating pasta,
find your why.
You're going to eat that pasta really, really well.
Yeah. So Becks, thank you so much. I know you've got places to be, people to see, and network, because there's a session about to start over on the turf. So
exactly.
We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks
see you
so
tomorrow
much
night.
for having me. Yeah, lovely to meet you guys.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much.